Hello.
Hello.
Wait.
We have to wait.
Hold.
Shh.
Wait, it's not live?
No.
Hold.
We're live. Shh.
Shh.
I lost track of time. Are we good? Maybe.
I think.
I think we're good.
I think.
Do it. Should I start?
For fuck's
yeah,
sake,
dude, we're
yeah,
good. We're in
fucking
episode.
hell.
Welcome,
What are we doing?
motherfuckers.
What was that? What the hell was it? Was that literally the icebreaker
We have to
Oh
wait 15
my
seconds.
god.
Guys, we have to wait 15 seconds before we can have any form of adult conversations according to YouTube. So
Yes.
we figured it'd be safest if we just did the bare minimum and just breathed and tried to hush each other through it. So we did it. This is episode number 9, right? Yes.
This is number 9. Hyun's still
Yes.
dying. I have allergies. But we
Yeah.
got Exortine.
Yes, episode
Hello,
9,
Exortine.
Exortine.
Hello.
Amazing. I love him.
I love him.
I kind
Yeah,
of
so apparently, how are you doing, Exortine? How are you doing, man?
Amazing, man. Amazing. I'm actually so stoked about this. So yeah.
Me
Man,
too,
you can
brother.
swear now.
Yes, sir. Yes.
I feel like I'm censoring. I feel like my head is censoring something that's happening behind me. I feel like the position.
I can move him a bit. I can.
Yeah, there's some
Don't,
heat coming.
don't,
There's some
don't,
heat
bro.
coming off of there.
You say something
No.
that's
Please do
saucy
not
about
move
it,
him.
just-
I feel like
Don't
it's
move him.
necessary.
I mean, if we want to follow the themes of censorship already.
That's true.
I
that's
mean,
true.
yeah, like I appreciate you trying to copy my pose here, but I didn't.
Me copying your post. Hell.
Damn.
Wait, so where are we today for episode 9? What is this? XR, what are you doing in? Is this like a convenience store? Where we're looking at some couches?
It's my house. I'm homeless.
You're homeless in a house with a lot of furniture. Is like,
I mean, this
You
is
know,
the most well-furnished house I've ever seen. I gotta
jeez,
say.
dude, I've never been so cozy in my life.
I like sofas. I collect a lot of sofas for all my friends. Two of my friends.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where are they? Is they cleared out for us today? Or
Yeah, I told them to get out.
get.
We're just soaking up the free AC and comparing the prices of all these couches.
Oh, very
Prices. These
topical.
are my couches. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, sorry about that. Your couches. My bad.
Nothing's for sale, man. So do we have any announcements this week? Anything's going on special?
Oh yes. No, we don't have any announcements. Sorry about that.
We're off to a great start today.
It was
can,
so yes, actually, something very important.
We can move
I
on.
just remembered we have nothing. So
That's okay.
Yeah.
Do we have any announcements? I don't think so.
No, I'd say participate in my collab, but that ended the very second this started.
Oh really?
Oh.
So the collab is
Really?
closed now.
It's closed
That's
as
the
of 3
announcement.
minutes ago.
The
That's
rock
the
paper scissors
announcement.
collabs, right? I've
Yes.
seen a few leaked parts, looking pretty interesting.
I have been trying to keep my eyes away so I can have an honest reaction tomorrow on the review stream.
Oh, tomorrow? That's a review stream tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow. I'll
there you have it.
Hey, that's
I'll
the
post it on
announcement. There it
Twitter.
That's
is.
the
I'll
announcement.
post it on Twitter when it started.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hell
there
yeah.
you go.
Hell yeah.
Don't forget, get your parts in 3 minutes ago, guys. Congratulations.
I get to
there is a grace period for those curious.
Okay.
But all entries from this point forward that do get submitted won't be reviewed on stream, and the longer you take, the less likely it is I'll even look at them. So keep that in mind.
Oh, yeah, I
Okay.
like that, dude. Less
So,
likely
yeah.
I'll even look at it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Gives people
It's your last
motivation to
chance,
get it done
guys.
sooner.
Yeah.
Literal
Yeah.
last chance.
Literal
Yeah.
last chance.
I'm making one right now as you speak.
Hell yeah, that's the spirit.
Let's go.
I already told one of my friends that if he makes a part, no matter what it is, I'll put it in, and he is abusing that.
Oh,
I
no.
haven't seen it, and he's not showing me, but he's shown a lot of my friends, and they all give very concerning responses.
That is
Have you had?
dangerous.
Has anyone submitted just 3 photos where it's just a rock, a paper, and scissors, and they're just displayed at different moments?
No, but I showed you the one where someone just submitted a PNG, right?
Yeah,
I
it's
get
just
those.
in an audio
There-
There-
file.
there's always at least
They're
one.
ridiculous.
There's always at least one.
Someone sent me an M4A. An audio file.
What even is
It was
that?
just a song.
Yeah,
3
there's
minutes
always
of a
one, dude.
song.
It's just a song. Oh my
Anyway,
god.
anyway. that's
Anyway,
enough
so
of me.
Mr. Exortine,
Esky.
how are you, buddy?
I feel like I've been asked this question. Yeah, I've been good, man. I've been I don't know what to say, man. I've just been normal. Really.
Been normal,
What are
very
you doing
normal.
nowadays?
Yeah. Time
Are you
zones
still
are crazy,
animating
so
and like doing?
yeah. Well, Stone brought me back into animation. Really, I was gonna like quit, and then he was like, "Hey,
Oh,
man,
sick.
I love your stuff." And like, yeah, maybe it's now time to get back into it.
Wow, was that easy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
honestly.
when did you start? When did you? I know you just got back, but when originally did you start animating?
Dude, if I remember way back in Fluid Anims time, like 2012. When did Fluid Anims came out?
Yeah, when did
Fluid Anims came out in 2006, 2007. I always get it mixed up because of Rock Hard Anims came before it, but I
remember
lumped those
that.
time periods together essentially. But
Yeah.
Rock Hard Anims was only like a year and a half or something, so it's like 2005 to 2007. It's somewhere in there. I don't remember like the exact date, but that's yeah. So like you were at the end of Fluid Anims going.
I was
into
pretty much
Fluid
at the end of Fluid Anims, 2012, 2011
Yeah,
stuff.
that was the merge year. So yeah.
Wait, that's similar to me. I think I
Really?
joined like a year before that, maybe.
Oh, really?
Damn.
Was
Oh,
it?
Okay.
I was still probably young, like 12 years old, like 11 years
I don't even remember anymore, man. Like,
So like, what got you into stick figure? Like, what was your path that led you to animating stick figure? Because everyone has like some kind of moment where they see an animation or something happens. Like, what brought you to start?
Anime, man. Anime. Naruto. Saw Naruto and I was like, oh shit. And I went to YouTube and then I saw this like pivot animation of like Naruto fights made in pivot.
There you
And
go.
I was like, damn, they can do that in stick figure? And then after that it spiraled into like the Xiao Xiao and all these other like stick figure
Yes, sir.
animations. And then I went even to Stick Death. Remember Stick Death?
Oh,
the,
yeah,
the
that's right,
website Stick
dude.
Death.
That's-
I got
yeah.
a few viruses from that, but it was worth it. But yeah, I think it spiraled into that, and then I tried making my own animation. It was my very first animation was in Pivot, and
Okay.
then seeing like the animations in Fluid Anims, I was like, how are they making these movements so fluid and like their limbs are like wavy and stuff, whereas in Pivot it's all robotic.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and then I saw this one poster. He imported drawings from Paint into Pivot, so I did
Oh
that.
my
And I was
God.
like, this ain't right. This is taking too damn long. So I scrapped that and just kept on making pivot animation until eventually I found that people use Macromedia Flash. And I thought like, oh wow, I've been wasting my time in Pivot. But it was still a good learning curve starting in Pivot because actually,
It is.
yeah, it helps you build like the movement and like the nuances of like moving each limb. And especially like the footing as well, because you have to like move. I don't know how the intricacy of Pivot it was back then because I was young, but like I remember having to export pivot files from droids. I don't know if you guys remember droids.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, the blimp.
Yeah, blimp. Yeah, that one.
The blimp.
The blimp. Yeah, I remember
What is that?
exporting.
Droids was like
Yeah.
one of the bigger pivot communities. Yeah.
Oh, okay, got it.
Stickley would know that one. Stickley.
Yeah. Stickley's cheering right now. Both hands. In the air.
But yeah, I
It's-
remember importing DBZ pivot files from droids and into my pivot just to animate. And my first animation that I posted online on Facebook was a droids DBZ animation.
Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah, so it pretty much spiraled there until I found Fluid Anims, and then I found this community, and then here we are.
It's always interesting seeing how people kind of like rabbit hole from it's like the outside world to the community because everyone has there's no like gateway that gets everyone in. Everyone has their own unique way that kind of like rabbit holes to us or
Yeah.
together rather. So it's always interesting to see. It's funny to see based on where you start also can lean your animation talents and like your early style a certain way. Because I feel like people who started in Pivot have a very good understanding of movement because of what you were saying. Like you're given a character and you have to move it around, right? You have to
Yeah.
literally pivot it, no pun intended. And that is all you have. So you can't, it's like you're restricted, but you also can't mess that up. Like they've given you that starting point. And so you're focused only on the movement and spacing and easing. And so it gets you like toxically just like stuck in with that in a good way.
Yeah. I remember there was a time where people just post animations and they always worry about like spacing, anticipation, the movement and stick figures.
Mhm.
It got to the point where like, oh shit, I don't want to post anything because I don't think it looks as realistic as good as that, you know.
Right.
It's like the DeviantArt times, you know, when people post in DeviantArt.
Oh yeah. Oh
Mhm.
yeah. That was
Even though it
really
was
great.
huge back then.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and that's where I found Guz, Sirius, all these like cool animators as well in DeviantArt.
You
And then
found
the
them at DeviantArt
IRC.
first?
I found them. Well, they put the animations in DeviantArt, and then once you go to like this hashtag like stick figure animation in DeviantArt, it just starts sharing other stick figure animations, and it links their animations as well.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I forget about DeviantArt. It was such a huge thing back then because it was one of the few like big art websites that accepted SWFs.
Yeah,
Well,
that was a
Yeah.
big deal. That was a big deal. I remember they have
Oh,
the
yeah.
thumbnails. Remember you'd have a little tiny icon thumbnail. It was like 50 by 50,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you'd make a little box, and that was supposed to sell your entire animation. You were able to
Yeah.
upload your SWFs, which was like nuts.
Yeah.
It's still around now, right?
it is still around. My account is still there.
Mine is too, and I feel like, dude, I see people like leaving like necrotic posts, like comments on stuff that's posted like 12 years ago. I'm like, you're still
Wow.
replying to this stuff?
Yeah,
That's
I remember,
crazy.
I remember posting a lot in DeviantArt as well, and they had the it's like a place where you can upload your Swift files in DeviantArt. I forgot what it was called, but
It was
I
like the
remember
dump, right? Like a
yeah, the
like a-
dump, yeah, the place
yeah.
where you just dump your animations
The
in, and I
dump.
used to dump all of my animations in there because like one day my computer's gonna break, right? Because PC's back in the Philippines, bro. They're just gonna freaking die, right? So I posted it there, and then after that they're saying like, oh, they're gonna close DeviantArt. They're gonna like because of the whole Flash thing where they're like gonna get rid of Flash
yeah.
in websites. Everyone was panicking like, dude, you need to download everything of your dump, and I'm like, I don't really care anymore, man. Get rid of it.
I know. You look back and you're like, nah, this is fine. It's okay
It's
that
fine.
like test 32875 that's 7 seconds long can not exist anymore. It's fine.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever use DeviantArt's stash?
No, it was
That's
stat.
it. That's
I
it.
did,
That's
yeah,
the
that's
one.
what it was.
Stash
Oh,
is the
yeah,
one.
stash.
Oh
Yeah,
my,
yeah.
yeah, stat.
Well,
I just called it my dump, dude.
But I mean, you can still access it. They still have it. I mean, obviously, you can't place Swifts in there anymore, but they still have it. So, like, all the shit that I have from years ago, still up
Mm.
Ooh, interesting.
Damn, I forgot about that. I should log in.
there. Yeah, dude, I remember everyone was using that for like a few years at least. Like maybe I
Oh,
got
yeah,
in
for
at
sure.
the later end of those years, but still, like it was big. And everyone just uses Drive from Google.
Yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
dirty Drive user.
Ugh.
I even pay extra money.
So, Exortine, I gotta know this because I feel like I've asked this now a couple different times for different people, but it seems to vary quite a bit. When you animate, how long do you sit down and animate for? Is it like multiple hours, or is it like only a short period of time and you have to stop?
I think I animate for like short period of hours and then I take breaks. So I don't like to strain myself because I remember I had to. It was a school project and they gave me a deadline for this animation and I was like, the lazy guy. I was like, you know what, I can fucking do this in like one night or like something like one sitting. And then I had they gave me since January to like I don't remember the months, honestly. Till today, I don't remember what's after January. January to April to finish. And then I remember doing the whole animation in like a weekend before deadline.
Oh my, wait, what was this for? Like an animation class?
For school.
Yeah,
Wait, is this the thing
Dude.
I saw? The thing
yeah,
that
the
was
apple,
like, you're like that.
the apple.
Oh my, dude, you did that in a
That one.
weekend?
I did that in 2 nights. No sleep.
No way, no
Dude,
way,
I
dude.
do
Okay,
the same thing, man. The same thing.
is it just called?
It's in my YouTube channel. The very one of my first animations.
Yeah,
that I
we got it.
posted.
We got it. Okay, yeah, it's actually it's full body, isn't it? If I
Yeah,
remember
it's full
correctly.
body as well. Yeah.
Dude,
So I
that's
did that in
nuts.
two days. The
2
weekend.
days.
No sleep. Yeah,
we-
and ever
can
since then,
we,
I was like, I'm not doing this anymore again.
Could we
Wait,
pull
do you have a
that
link
up?
to that?
Do you
Yeah,
have
we
it?
should pull that up, dude.
Exortine Apple. It should be on a channel under Apple.
Oh, that's down there. If I search Apple.
So this was like your final, right?
Yeah, that was the final.
Oh my god, dude, I did the same thing.
No, it's called Tree. I got it.
Oh, tree. Yeah. At the bottom.
Tree.
Very bottom. It's the first upload.
The very
Oh,
first
is it?
upload.
Okay.
That
You
one.
gotta see this. Yeah.
This is oldest. Okay, I got it.
It's crazy that you did this in 2 days.
Yeah.
Stop.
So this is one of the. So to answer the question is like usually short spurts, but this is one of those rare circumstances where you just like
Yeah.
jammed. Like this is, well, first of all, it's 2 minutes long. That's a minute
Yes.
per day
It's
of
2
anime.
minutes.
It's 2 minutes full.
Whoa.
Well,
2
Yeah.
minutes, 13 seconds. Wow.
that's
Yeah.
crazy. And you said this was like playing in like
They
your
played
school
this
halls?
in the school hall. Yeah, they played it in the school hall, and I was like just covering my face. I'm like, it's bad. It's so bad. I rushed it, and everyone loved it. I'm like, what?
Yo,
Yeah,
it
dude,
has
it's
all the
actually really
fundamentals.
great. It's actually really great.
Yeah, I don't
You
see
get the
anything
nice run
wrong with
cycle.
it. This is good.
It's got
For 2 days,
humor, dude.
especially.
Just lazy, man.
It's not though. I mean, you could have been lazy right off the gate. You know, like you notice full body figures at least. You know.
That's my favorite thing to hear from some animators is when you see something that's objectively good from them and they say they were being lazy.
He's a different breed, man.
Dude, straight up.
Guess what it's
Yeah,
thinking.
Look at that thing, like the angled runs. It's got story.
See that whole tree there? That when it turned, that was all animated. I wasn't.
Wow.
Was this supposed to be traditional?
Yeah.
Got it.
Oh no.
It was like a thing for.
The hands, dude.
So like, what was like everyone else's project like compared to like this one?
So the I think the project everyone else did was like just something to do with like Adobe stuff, like multimedia, make a compilation or like a video or something. And I'm like, you know what? This is multimedia. It's still using Adobe products. So I decided to make an animation. It literally like I think because I think I was the only one that did this kind of stuff. In
Yeah,
school.
that doesn't shock me at all. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure when you submitted this, the teachers were like, "What?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What?
Wait, and were you already in like fluid anims and making stick figures?
Yes, I was in fluid
Yeah,
anim.
dude. That's the thing. Like, it was the same thing for me too because like I was already ahead of a lot of my other students
Mhm.
because I've already done like stick figure stuff and like new fundamentals before that.
Yeah.
So I was able to do the similar thing where like just do like a full project in like 3 days when they give us like the whole semester.
Yeah.
Because everyone else is just trying to catch up and learn, like the basics.
Because you have 2,000 hours on them already, right? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we're pretty much like God
hell
already,
yeah.
but I know I'm Hyun. No one knows I'm Hyun.
So what stuck with me just now is something I've heard a lot from animators that I'm trying to learn from, is that you say like it was lazy, right? But it's funny to me because when you say lazy, something that comes up is like with your movement and being able to pull off such fast attacks and such fast movement in seemingly so little frames. Your quote unquote like laziness is like the smears and speed lines where you're taking like multiple different frames and pushing them into one frame. Like, how do you go about deciding, like if you're doing a punch, right, and you have the anticipation for the punch, my brain only thinks the next frame forward. You're thinking 3 or 4 frames ahead, and you're putting those 3 or 4 frames into a double frame, right? Is that basically how you decide? Like what we have going on in the background here, yeah?
Yeah, I double frame the frames because I think there was a principle in like traditional anime like animation. Because you know how they don't have enough time or they only have a limited amount of like frames to use, so they manipulate how the frames are. Instead of like singling every frame, like how Disney animated, they do double frame of this punch with like the connecting punch and just add smear in the back. And I find that more appealing than like Disney animation. Like, and don't get me wrong, I love smooth animation. TJB is a good example. Like his animation is really buttery smooth and amazing. But like I just find like the choppiness more appealing, but not too choppy, like quadrupling or tripling the frames. Just double frame enough for the viewers to perceive it as it's a punch, you know?
Yeah.
I think there's like a good choppy, and then there's a bad choppy, but like it's really hard to pull off the good choppy because you really need to like know what you're doing, right?
Yeah. Because sometimes if it gets too choppy, then it gets lost in translation, like how the frames work and how it like moves. So you got to find the balance. Honestly, it's a lot of trial and error, and a lot of like what looks good and what looks bad. A lot of control enter, like all that stuff.
Yeah, going back and forth. I've seen that a lot. You know, like when I feel like when I animate straightforward, I will pretty much continue along the line because I'm only thinking one frame ahead at a time, and I pretty much know at the end of it that it's going to look smooth and I'm going to move forward, right? So there's less undoing. But I noticed that animators like yourself that go through this kind of process, you do, instead of me taking however long it takes me to do 8 frames, you'll do it in a third of the time, but you'll do it 3 times until it looks, until you get it exactly how you want. It's like the frames have more information in them, and subtle changes to them make more sense, and you only know that by messing with it as you go along.
Yeah, it's just the way I think of it is just put more thought into the framing rather than just the movement. Just if you think of it in like the grand scheme of things, like how the animation will look in the end product, because you're playing with 24 FPS, you're not playing with 30 FPS, you're playing with 24 FPS, and you can do so much leeway with 24 FPS. Because like how we perceive how many FPS can
25. I think the human eye is 25. So like when we see anything above that, we're actually seeing it through the lens of 25 FPS.
Yeah, anything past that is epilepsy, bro. Like you 30 FPS, you're frothing at the end.
That's why it looks weird. That's actually genuinely why when we see something at 30 FPS, we're like, ugh, like it looks creamy or weird. It's because that's above our frame rate. That's above our refresh rate.
Yeah, there was a movie that was playing in 60 FPS. I forgot what it was. It was with Will Smith in it. If you guys remember that movie, the whole point of the movie was like, oh, it's playing in 60 FPS. It's buttery smooth, and when people saw in the movie, they can see like the nuances of like the 3D animation as well.
Yeah,
it doesn't blend in with like the normal FPS and like cinema FPS.
Whenever I'm watching something that's like 60 FPS, I just think I'm watching one of those Spanish telenovelas, you know, because those are all 60 FPS and they're like buttery smooth. But like that's like the only type of show that does that.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I could be wrong, could be not wrong, but that's how I see
it. So what would be your definition, I guess, of smears or trails? Do you have like to outline exactly what, when someone says, "Oh, those are really cool smears," what exactly are they trying to say?
I think it's just the line work. I think consistent line work, and it's like, I don't know really, because like it just developed naturally for me, like what I think looks good at the end product, you know.
Hardest thing, right? Because like when you've developed a certain skill or talent over hundreds of hours, it's not like you're following a textbook, you know. So sometimes I find a lot of times people animators will be like, you just kind of keep messing with it till it looks good, because that's exactly that's how you did. That's your process. You had an idea for a movement, and then you would execute it, and you're going back and forth and just kind of like sculpting it time and time, over and over and over again. Like if you see your animation back here, when the white stick figure turns into like that right there, the tornado, it's to the viewer, it's got complete clarity. At least it does to me. It makes complete sense. I could see it like dashing back and forth and rotating around, but it's literally not even a figure. Look at the frames. It is just it's just a chunk. You only get that from really understanding the movement that you're trying to execute, and the shape is just executing that movement. We're just so used to it being an actual figure, but you can execute the movement that you're trying to go for with any shape, and if it makes sense, it will still register when it's playing through. And that's what I think is so beautiful and so impressive, because to me it's lazy the opposite way for how I would do it, because I'm not thinking outside the box the whole time. I'm thinking, this is my stick figure, he's going to be exactly this size the whole time, and I'm not going to worry about adjusting that to the best of my ability. Whereas you're constantly flexing those edges and changing
boundaries.
Yeah,
I like to do those things. Well, this animation, right? The don't pay attention to the squid, but like that's good anyways.
Dude, I feel like especially when it comes to stick figure animators, smears almost have like their own identity, like to each animator, right?
Mm.
Because you can almost identify someone like whose animation it is just based on the smear, right?
Oh yeah.
And how they do the
Because
smear
like
work,
I
yeah.
can tell Exortine's smears from like someone else's like Stone smears or like my own smears.
Mm.
JH's. They're very
JH's smears. They
distinct.
all have like
a
their own little
distinguished
identity,
smears. Yeah.
which is really cool.
I feel like smears doesn't have to be like the crosshatches too. Smears can be like the what do you call that? Where like the after images or like a line or something like that. There's so many ways you can do smears, and I think that's the best part of it. Like if you mix all those together, you can definitely create like a good medium between the two.
What I find is unique about your stuff is that you'll add smears, like subtle smears, to portions of the figure. This animation shows it really, really well. You'll find like it's not even like a fast movement, but you'll choose a fast portion of the figure, like right, like on the head and on the hands. It's just really subtle, just on the edge, and just on the edges of the thing that is having motion. It's not even traversing a lot of space. You're just showcasing, maybe just his elbow in this section is moving a lot, even though the movement isn't being entirely smeared across it. Yeah, I think that's just really interesting. Like, see that right there? Like, you have your hands and your legs, but the movement itself isn't smeared.
Because I don't know, but it's like when you move your hand, like there's a blur, right, going on, and then whatever stationary is not blurring. I feel like that's what I want to try and recreate. Like right now, the hands aren't moving as much, so they're not smearing, but the feet's smearing a lot because it's moving a lot.
Yeah.
I just want to like recreate the blurring effect without having to use blur filter.
And it makes sense. That makes complete sense because like it would be really gross if we saw life in 60 FPS and then when you wave your hand back and forth in front of you, it would just be creamy and smooth and no blur whatsoever. So it's very in line. It's more in line with reality with how we see it. Kind of like similar like when you have a pencil, you hold a pencil in between your index finger and your thumb and you wobble it up and down and it starts to look like it's bending. Obviously it's not bending, but our eyes are perceiving that blurred motion. It's going to blending it together because we can't see it in complete like 60 FPS clarity the whole time it's moving. So I don't know. I love that.
Optical illusion.
It is.
Illusion. It's not real, guys. It's not real.
Wait, hold on. Wait. What?
Animation's not real, guys.
So like when you're making these smears, are you literally just taking like a brush and just freaking tapping the shit out of it?
Yeah, that's like just going to town with him, man.
You're just like that. Yeah. Because like
professional
dude,
scribbling.
some people like when I watch some people doing their smears, they look so good for like, and then they just make it, and like when I do it, it just looks like hot ass garbage. Man. It just looks like a crayon smear. You know
I want to pull up. This isn't Exortine, but this is another animator I know.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
But they do some of the best smears I have ever seen.
I just don't know how they have the eye for it because it just like, there's a way to make smears just look really nice, and like I still haven't really figured that out because it just looks different for some people compared to like when I do it.
Just a lot of because I do a crosshatch a lot in my drawings and it just works well here. Oh, let's see this one. Core Adro. I already like this one.
Core Adro, yeah.
I know I'm gonna like this, right? This guy's correct,
I'll
dude.
play it first at normal and then I'll slow it down.
Okay.
His smears are insane.
Oh, I remember this.
So satisfying.
Wait, pause it. Is that what it's
yeah. Oh my god.
Bring the bar, frame by frame.
We got. Hang on. No, I gotta play it once at least, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my those are so cool. Goodness! And this impact right here. It's so fun.
This is what I mean by like mixing the two, because he does like the smear and also the line at the tip as well. Like this is beautiful.
Yeah, that line, I will be honest, not having that line, you lose a lot. Like if you were to take away, because this is somewhat similar to what I've been practicing. I'm nowhere like at this level. But when you don't have that line that showcases like the continuous tip, it doesn't feel right. It looks like there's just blotchiness. So
I love that.
It really helps.
It's like the color of the stick figure too.
That is cool. Look at that, dude.
Yeah, how is he doing it? Like,
beautiful.
Does he literally just have a brush and he's just like seizuring on the tablet?
Like, he has. I got to pull up one more example from him. I'm definitely like hardcore glazing this guy, but
What's unique though is that a lot of
love
times
glazing.
smears are only a couple frames. He actually is easing the smear in and out from multiple frames in some of those swings.
And his animation is so buttery smooth as well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
oh yeah,
Look at
Oh,
the arcs in
my.
this one are
Oh,
they're so good.
yummy.
And like, I want to ignore all the memes, but like, I like to forget that this collab even exists. But like, those
many
like,
collabs coming out,
look at that.
I think
That is very cool.
it allows your brain to get away with
He
seeing
disappears for a
movements that
frame.
are really, really fast, but digesting them wholeheartedly because of it. Because of the smears, it's giving you enough information that you get it. Because we've had animations that have been fast like this for a long time, but the problem is one of two things. It'd be too fast, you have no idea what's going on. You can't even perceive that hits were happening other than outside of sound effects. Or two, when they try to do that, it just looks like blinking. Because if you go from anticipating an attack and then follow through and you have nothing in between, it just looks like you just flipped and rotated the figure. But
Do you
having those
notice-
smears let you see it.
Do you notice as well? He adds like a little flare in the smears as well. Like go back a few
Yeah.
times. He adds like that bit of white.
The shine,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's layers.
like
There's
two-tone
layers to
smears,
smear.
dude.
What
Yummy,
the-
yummy.
I remember when I
the
first saw two-tone smeared, I was like, "There's no
Oh,
way."
yeah,
How did
it's
people
crazy.
think of this?
And this dude has
He shaded his smears?
4. He has like 4 or 5 colors in the same.
The
smears.
3-tone smears, dude.
You're doing too much, man. You're doing.
What
Too
the
late.
hell, man?
It's
That's
crazy, but it looks crazy good though.
Because I came from a time where people used the radial sphere as a smear.
Yep.
People
Oh
use
my
the radial.
God, yes.
Yeah,
yeah.
them ones.
We call
And
them
then
trails. We call them
That's what
trails.
trails.
We do call
We-
them trails.
When I came back, everyone was like, smears. I'm like, what is everyone saying? What does smears mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, you mean the trails? Because that was not, we used trails because it was
Yeah.
a trailing effect. And now it makes sense because I think smearing is more appropriate for what most people are doing now because it'll show like a smeared limb as a replica image behind where the arm currently is versus we were literally just drawing like a radial or a linear gradient or radial gradient that was smeared behind it or just trailing off from the effect, you know? So I think it makes more sense, but it was just funny coming back because we all called it trails.
It's crazy how
I remember that too.
The trails, the way we do trails also changed over time because back in the day everyone just did gradient trails, right?
Linear gradient.
Yeah, because of I forget who made gradient trails famous. Was it Dojo?
Me.
I don't even know.
I did.
Was it?
I made a tutorial for. I don't know where I picked it up, but I picked it up and I made a tutorial on it, and then I started using it everywhere on everything.
Yeah.
Very
And
similar to
then-
what you're seeing in the animation here, where like those
You are
sword
to
swings.
blame.
Because what you do
Yeah.
is you take an object, right? You draw your object, your sword graphic. You
Yep.
make a layer underneath it, and you make a. You take the line tool. And you draw a triangle, use
Yeah.
one line like, directly behind the blade, and then you draw out from the blade and out from the base, and you make a triangle, and then you can curve and bend the lines for the trail arc that you want to do exactly that.
Yeah.
And then you simply just create a linear gradient that is the same color as the blade, going to 0 alpha of the same color, and then you just linear gradient it out.
Oh, do you see the Minecraft sword as well? It's 3D.
Oh yeah, that's a new implementation that we
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Dude.
Yeah, like everyone, I still do this. Like those
Yeah.
types of trails, and then it kind of changed to the radial
radial?
trails
Yeah.
because
That was only-
Turquoise.
And
Turquoise
turquoise
first
and
did
only.
that
Turquoise,
in his
yeah.
demo. I remember.
Yep.
And when everyone first saw that, they're like, "Holy moly! Why
Game
did
over.
why did we
Turquoise
think of
walks,
this
we
shit?"
could all run, bro.
Exactly. So like, and then I don't know when the whole what's it called, the whole the little lines and the hashing trail
Smearing,
started
yeah.
and the smears, but now that's kind of taken over the trails in today's stick figures animation,
Yeah.
which is pretty interesting.
I just like the hatching because I like it's like therapeutic for me doing the hatching, like the smear lines and stuff. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
you know when you do doodles, like you doodle in your book and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That it's pretty much the same effect to me. It's like a neurotic effect. Like okay, I like drawing these small lines on like these stick figures.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just I don't know. There's just so much thought and like all this like meticulousness into just stick figure animations. It's so crazy to me as well. Like how I've been roped into this, you know.
I geek out on it so hard. That's why I was hunting him down, dude, because I spent 2 weeks before talking to anybody in the community, right? And I'm not joking. For 2 weeks, I'd wake up, I'd have my coffee, I'd sit down on my computer. On my other monitor, I had 1 or 2 animations of Exortines, and I just sat there, and on my other screen, I was trying to figure out how I would be like, okay, this frame makes sense, this frame makes sense, this frame makes sense. And I'm like, what? And I would end up on a frame, and I would be stuck, and I'm trying to think, how did his brain think that this is what the next frame would look like? Because it looked right, it looked good, and I tried so hard to figure it out, and then I reached out to him because I didn't know if he was still going to be around. You know, I think your last upload at that point was like 9 months, and I was like, he could just be gone. You know, who knows, right?
I was ready to get in the sarcophagus, bro.
Exactly. And I was like, dude, that would be really cool if he was around, because I would just love to know. I see that he's drawn this like smeared frame, but how did you decide where the smears would go? Do you remember what your answer was for that? When I asked you, like, how did you decide where the smeared limb would go in that one in the frame where the action is?
I have a memory of a goldfish. Shit. I
think he just said like whatever is moving, like whatever you think is moving fast, then you add the smear, right, or something like that.
I just said this today, or like what's that before?
No,
I don't even remember anymore.
Before. Remember when I showed you the circle technique, where like you draw a circle and then you smear around the circle, or like is that a different one for like?
There's a different one. So what I'm thinking specifically is like you were showing like your baton swings, right? It was the double baton animation.
Oh yeah, the edge. So
it swings the baton, right? And I would ask you, I was like, okay, well, how did you decide? Because like there was 3 distinct like smear chunks where it showed like the trail of the baton swing. I was like, how did you decide where the smear would be for on that double frame that you had? And what you said is I think of it as like 2 or 3 frames pushed together, right?
Yeah.
And so if this baton is swinging really fast, where would those 3 frames be? And you were like, it's going to be 1 where it started, 2 like in the middle of the motion, and 3 right at where it's swinging. And I was like, oh my God, that makes so much more sense. You're pushing 3 frames together. So whenever you make a smear, you just think to yourself, okay, if it's a punch or kick, whatever it is, what is the space that it's traveling in? And then think about the beginning of the swing, where it's traveling, and then where it's ending up for the follow through. And that's how you can decide and position the smeared portions of the action on like the arm or the baton or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's like in betweening. But
Wait. So you treat it kind of like an onion frame, if like the onion wasn't there, kind of.
Yeah. In the frame.
I think the animation you were talking about is the show what you got animation, the one with the octopus. I think is that what you're talking about? Or?
The red one, the red background one with the double baton.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. When he turns white and he's over on the left hand side, you'll see the batons coming out. Mm-hmm. Right here. Yeah. In that section there, I was like lost. I was like, how are you deciding? Because I can understand that the smears are giving the illusion that shows me the motion, but how are you as the animator drawing the frame deciding it? And I was trying my own thing, right? I had it up on my other monitor and I'm like, okay, I'm doing an action. And I'd be like, I don't know, I guess I'll do a little blurred arm here, a little blurred arm here. And it would just be like it would look like a blurred chunk occurred.
Yeah.
And then I would, next to my animation, I'm like, why does it not make sense? And it wasn't until he said that, it unlocked it in my brain. And then when I started adjusting it and playing it back, my animation started to make sense. The smears visually started to be pulled off. Like that. Go back a couple frames.
Stone had a Danny DeVito moment where he was like, oh, it don't make sense.
I did. Right when he was up against the corner here, I got to show you that. You'll see. Okay. Oh yeah. Right there.
Yeah.
You see that? The baton where it had multiple.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
That was the exact frame. Yeah. That was the exact frame. And he was
this
like, okay.
Is literally like clicking for me right now.
Right? I sat there and I was like, why? Because this shouldn't make sense. If you go back 1 frame, okay, from this frame, that next frame would not make sense without the smears. It would just look like blinking. It looked like he switched hands.
Yeah.
But because your brain is given that 1 frame, or maybe it's double frame, I'm not sure. But in that double frame, it shows where the baton would be when it starts, the movement, and then the actual location of where it ends. That's all your brain needs. And that's why all of these movements after this are so fast, but they make complete sense. That's what I was just fascinated with.
Yeah, these are all double frames, by the way. These are all double frames. One after the other.
That's insane because it doesn't look like double frames.
It's such fast
And that
action.
kick, that kick too. That kick is the same thing because I was like, oh, maybe it only works for weapons, but on that kick right there, look at that. You can see where the leg started, and then in the middle of the arc, you see that little, the in between. It's a little in betweens within the frame, and I was like, oh my god, that makes and it just clicked. Because then anytime I do an action, I'll just get weird with it. I'll try to get really extreme with the action pose, and I'm like, how can I smear from where I was to this? How many frames would I need to get to that pose?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't have to think about every frame for every movement. It's just how you implement the framework of the movement. And with the smears as well, it helps show where the flow of the weapons go too. So, like with this kick, I can make the smear go anywhere else.
Yeah, that's true.
And it would still make sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
It allows you to pull off these very, very fast movements because you're including. Let's say that there was 40 frames there that we just watched.
Don't look at the squid.
Oh,
Don't look at the squid.
Let's say that there was 40 frames of animation in that corner over there, right? There's more than that. Let's just say there's 40. Technically, for like probably a third of those frames had 3 frames within them. So there's a lot of information that's given, which is why the movements can be so fast, but your brain's like, why was that so smooth? Because the figure itself is actually not moving in a lot of space, and the movement for the figure is actually very, very smooth. It's just it's executing so much in between, and the smears are giving us everything else that we needed to get the animation to make sense. It's just beautiful. That's why I think it's genius. But you'll be like, that's just lazy, man. And I'm like, no, that's genius. You're like, you're saving so much time and pushing so many frames together.
Laziness is
like
also...
if I would do the same combo, like I would be focusing so hard on like just the movements and making sure the frames are smooth and each punch has its own easing and all that anticipation.
Yeah, I used to worry about movement, like nuances of movement a lot. Until I realized like I can just not care and just go crazy with animation.
And like that's the thing. Sometimes it just looks worse too. Like if you just look at it.
I think another example of how this style is good for like doing synced collab as well, like synced animations. If you look at the Brawlhalla, the one I did that as well.
It's pretty recent. It's like in the top 3 most recent, I think. Maybe a little bit further, but I have your YouTube playlist front page memorized.
Your biggest fanboy here.
Oh yeah, dude.
I'm glad.
Wait, was that your part?
Where?
Right here on the screen share.
It is.
Yeah, that's the thing. And you changed up your trails here too. They look different.
So funny thing, I didn't do the trailers here.
Oh, you did?
Hexel did the trailers and effects.
Okay.
Okay.
That makes sense because it doesn't look like your trails. Hexel's trails are really good too. If you haven't seen it. But...
It looks so sharp and clean.
Yeah, they
so
look
fast.
They look completely different, but it's like they're also.
Well,
really
it's funny how you could just tell who it is.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think I was already stretching this thing because I took too long to finish it, and they were like, you know what, Hexel, can you do this? Can you do the?
He's like, yeah.
And yeah, he did a really good job about this. Like the smoke as well. I didn't expect him to go crazy and trace like my character, so it looks like it's behind the smoke as well.
Oh my goodness,
amazing! So talented, Hexel. Love his work.
So as we've been scrolling through some of your videos that we've been showing, what comes up a lot is ASFOG and ASCOG. What are those? What are the weeklies? We see that. I mean, some people may know, but I don't know.
Yeah, it was like a long time ago. We, like when I was doing features, we'd always see this hashtag ASFOG come up, and we'd feature the weeklies because they were pumping out weeklies all, and we're just like, who's this ASFOG and why is it ASCOG now? And like, what is that whole?
Can you explain
what does
that?
ASFOG even stand for?
Yeah.
So ASFOG stands for a stick figure only group. So it started as a Discord group to like. Yeah, we try and like get better and all that stuff. So I like invited some people that I know who like good animation and stuff. And I'm like, okay, we'll make a group out of this and we'll all like share some animations and see how we can improve and stuff. And we all did weeklies. So every week we had like different prompts or like different ideas. So like this weekly is gun weekly. So we all just did like gun stuff for this weekly. And it was very fun. It was really fun. We even tried to do like collabs and joints, but everyone got too busy and all that stuff. I got busy especially, and I think I didn't do some of the weeklies, or like I got too lazy. I didn't finish it in the weekly. But it was still there until the unfortunate time where I got conned into getting my account hacked.
No, dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
I know the
there's-
fucking feeling.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah. There was a guy that posed as this guy. I forgot his name, but he posed as him saying, "Hey man, I want you to try this game I made." I'm
This
like,
game.
This guy makes games now. That's crazy. Hey,
Of
show me
course.
what's it at? I'll download it. I downloaded it. I was an idiot, bro. Then a dolphin came up and like, what the fuck was that? And then he messaged me, "Hey man, just letting you know, you should do a two-step authenticator for your account so that you don't get hacked." I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? Where's the damn game? He's like, "Oh,
As you're getting hacked, you're still trying to play this dude's game.
I was like, where's the damn game, man? Because he wasn't
Promise the
animated as well.
game.
I'm like, oh, yeah. I was like, oh, you make games still? That's crazy, dude. Like, show me.
He's like, yeah, I'm gonna
Like, what do
upload
you mean
to
you
your
hacked
channel.
my account? Where's the game?
No
this the game?
way.
So that's when I noticed that he actually just like took over my account and hacked it. And then like I was like, oh fuck, you know what? What's gonna happen to ASFOG? Oh shit, I guess this is it. I guess I'll just stop like being the host for ASFOG and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I think after that there was another group called a stick figure choreography only group. And it had the same amount of people as it was in ASFOG, and like it's like, oh, maybe we just merge it. And that's when ASCOG came to be.
It's literally the Spider-Man meme of pointing at each other.
Seagog, yeah, Seagog. This one, this
Seagog? There's a Seagog?
Yeah, yeah, so
What
Seagog
the
and ASFOG. Seagog
How
and
many
ASFOG merged, and
acronyms
it's
do
an
you
ASCOG.
need?
So there's an ASFOG, but then there's a Seagog, and then they
Seagog, yeah.
fused together, and then they made ASCOG? Is that the story?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
That's the lore. That's the mysterious
lore.
lore
That's
that
the
I was
lore.
wondering about for the last 5 years.
That's so good.
So many acronyms.
And
The
that line,
ASFOG got hacked. Fused with Seagog.
This
Wow.
dumbass Exortine wanted to play this guy's game. I still want to play it.
I still want to play it.
So
dude.
so what's the most modern one right now? It's ASCOG.
ASCOG.
ASCOG. Okay.
Yeah. So
God,
how these
that's so
Seagog
funny,
guys we all merged. So yeah, there's a bit of a stupid lore into it.
Wow, that's
That is
ridiculous.
funny.
That's so funny though. Like, it's like a bunch of bros just like getting into shit, and then they just make another identity on the spot. Just
They
So
even made
funny.
like a meme, like a refuge for all ASFOG animators come and join Seagog.
It's so funny. If you never tried to play that game, ASFOG wouldn't exist.
you got it.
All because this one idiot wanted to play a damn game.
it's a blessing in disguise. Now it
It
made it
it
to the
is.
podcast.
Everything happens for a reason, dude. It's just proof. It's just the way that it gets there. You can never expect it. You know, it's just always so random. But what's more random than that? You know, and how ASFOG comes to be. Like okay, so like I see that those included, right? You really seem to like and lean towards like shorts. You know, like weeklies, collab parts. Like what lends you to be so interested in like shorts and joints and small collab parts and stuff like that?
Honestly, it's just me being lazy. I like the idea of collabs and joints because it's just small, short animes that I can like pour my time into. Because if I do a full feature animation, I've been always wanting to pull a full feature animation, but I just don't have like the attention
hard.
span to go
Yeah,
through
it's
it.
hard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because there's so much you have to. Because like I don't storyboard my animation. I just follow through. I just like go along with it. Oh, what's that called again? It's like
Straight ahead.
Straight ahead. Yeah, that's my animation technique. I don't pull like storybooks. It kind of, again, I have a short attention span. If I have to like follow in betweens as well, it's like okay, I'll just have to go through this and make sure the scene's done. and all that. That's why I prefer straight ahead animation because the idea is fresh, right? It's just straight off the box, you know.
Yeah.
That's why I
Yeah.
think collab and joints are like fun, more than doing a full feature film. I think I tried to do what's that thing, Hyun, where like the Dojo Demons collab. I tried to do that
Oh
one.
my god, dude, that'll have to be like a completely another podcast episode, man.
Oh
'Cause
boy.
that thing is.
Oh boy,
Whew! Yeah, that was a bit ambitious. So like we have to reorganize that whole thing for sure.
is it still going?
No,
I still have
no,
my
it's
part.
not. Wait, really?
Yeah, it's not done yet, but it's.
Oh yeah,
Sort
dude,
of
I still
there,
have my
sort of
part
there.
too. Like I'm still working on it, but like yeah, we gotta reorganize that collab. For sure.
Yeah.
How long was that? 2 years ago?
It's coming up on 3 years, I think.
Oh shit!
What am I saying?
I was
Hardcore
still a
hairs,
chimney
yeah.
sweep when I was in.
Oh my god, dude, yeah. One of the greatest failures of them.
Nay, not a
It's
failure.
not a failure if it's still
It's
in
not
the
a
works.
Not yet.
man, like,
Hey, we'll
In
get
progress.
working on it eventually.
I'll
That's a
work on
topic
it,
for another
actually.
day. That's what it's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Shove
moving
our
on.
failure under the rug.
Yeah.
I'm brushing under my Home Depot. Couch.
Yeah. Stuff it under the
Yeah, we'll
pillow.
cover it when
in
we
between
start
the
running
posts.
out of content.
Yeah. I love the setting. I actually like this.
It's nice. The music's
Yeah,
nice.
thanks for having us here in your furniture store.
Your
And then I'm
furniture.
furniture my house, guys. House.
Right.
I live
I'm,
here.
I'm just curious about the price tags, though.
No,
Like, is that just an aesthetic?
You know how people collect shoes and they don't want to like get rid of the price tag of the shoes. It's a
collect
collectible thing for
couches.
me. Yeah, I collect couches,
Gotcha,
not
gotcha.
shoes.
Yeah,
The
they all have-
restroom's over there
I see.
too. If you guys can, you guys can't see the restroom. But
I was
Okay.
running that
Oh,
restroom.
yeah, I
like I
can see
actually have to go right now, so you know.
yeah. I have like 5 urinals because again I have a lot of friends and
You have a poop urinal? One of them's a poop urinal?
yeah, I can't be bothered cleaning one, so I just use the next stall. So yeah.
Yo, I actually have to use the
Closable
restroom,
urinal.
so actually, I'm gonna go over there for a second.
Okay.
Okay.
Damn. He's getting really good at that.
He's so fast. Dude, what the heck?
He's really
Animate
fast.
that.
He's so fast. Dude, I wish I could do that. Just like, all right, we're back in the bathroom. And you're just there.
No, dude, I want someone to animate him just like running really fast in the bathroom, smiling friend style in like 2 frames.
Yeah.
Another thing I want to talk about: smiling friends animation. Why are they so fast?
They're so fast. They
It's
never
60
use
FPS
smears
quad
too.
frame the
They
whole
never use
time.
smears.
They
you get
don't.
and you can see the movement.
Oh, you can see it. So the Spamtopia bit where there's like 6 people robbing a bank in 6 frames,
Oh,
and you can tell what's happening if you look there.
yeah. Is that animated in 60 FPS? Because actually,
I don't
wanna
know.
No,
it
it's
just-
24.
seems
It's all
so-
24.
24.
Oh my
So
god, it's
fast.
Yeah.
so fast.
It's so funny.
Oh
though.
my. That's
I
so
keep
good.
promoting like smiling friends because it's such an
Oh my god. Oh, this is such a
autism show,
sidebar.
dude.
My dad, my dad's he's a little old, and I thought like maybe he wouldn't appreciate smiling friends. Maybe it's too internet weird for him. And then hi Hyun, he's back.
Sorry.
I figured
Yeah,
maybe he is too old to appreciate smiling friends. And then
Right.
he starts quoting it in front of me. I didn't even know that he was
Wait.
watching it.
What quote? What quote from smiling
Like
friends
from
did you
every
quote?
episode.
Oh,
There's various quotes.
hello everyone. Hello.
Hello, daddies. Hello, daddies.
It's such
Love
a
this
good show.
show.
It's Australian made too. That's why I like it even more.
Oh yeah.
Funny as hell.
Hey, good old Aussies.
So
Where
we
my
got
Aussies at? Where the Aussie people at? Just me.
we got
Okay.
we got all these spotlights in your house, right? Your house with a period at the end.
Mm.
This, let's see what the spotlight is with all the spotlights on it today.
I see what you did there. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Ah!
Yeah.
Yo, end the stream now, man. That was horrible.
Oh, Jesus.
Think.
All right, here we go. Wait, can I play the music, or is it, Oh,
I don't think
can
you
play
should.
it.
Oh,
Wait,
You
good.
think I should?
Mm-hmm.
All right, tell us a little bit
I
about
think I
this
can.
this trailer.
This is a Ball Collab 2.0, or well, just Ball Collab in
2.0.
general. Because this is pretty much a re-release of the Ball Collab 2 collab. Because I don't know what happened with that one. I don't think it got really good reception. So I just you know what, we'll relive it. It still has the the parts from the first Ball Club 2 in it. We just added more people into it, and I think it's a really good addition as well.
Yeah, dude. I remember making a part for this like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was surprised that it got picked up by you guys.
ASCOG.
ASCOG, yeah, dude. Thank goodness.
Sigo
Thank
ASCOG.
goodness.
Sigo ASCOG.
Because
Wow.
I'm pretty sure this collab would have died without you guys, for sure.
No, because I can't let it die, dude. Because I actually love Ball Collab, because I did my Ball Collab as well. Very first
Oh,
one.
that looks insane, dude.
These
These
are
are all new parts, right?
Wow.
These are
Yeah, these
crazy.
are all new parts as well from like this is all, like
Jesus.
a culmination of like new animators who are just so goated, and I'm so freaking proud of them as well. Everything
So
I discussed, by the way. Yeah. So yeah, it's
They
just,
went
so
went
proud of them.
off. They went off
Yeah.
the background too. Oh my god, that's amazing.
Damn.
And it just shows like what 7 years can do to like just the animation community and stuff, and everyone's just
Yeah.
so hardworking.
Very
Crazy.
nice.
The
Looking
power
forward
creep.
to see
The-
that.
The power creep is insane.
Yeah.
Like how fast people are getting good and how good they're
Yeah.
getting.
I'm saying like animators are just powerhouses, man. Like they will just get exponentially better over time. Like so,
Yeah.
if you guys are starting now, animation now, don't be afraid, don't be discouraged. It is literally just time. Time is
Mhm.
your best friend. The more you put your hours into it, the more better you get. And the best part is you won't notice it as well until you look back into animations and like,
Yeah.
wow,
Mhm.
I have
Yeah.
improved. I am
Yeah.
where I am.
So
We
like
are-
Looks insane.
going back to learning though, like what do you think the value is of working with someone in a joint file? Because me personally, that's why we have a joint file, because I really love your style. You have a lot of strengths that I have a weakness, and I've found personally that I learn the most when I'm inside the same file as someone else. Do you think, like, what do you think the value is in working with somebody? Do you feel like that's a good way to improve?
Yeah, it is. That's why it's a team project, is where it's you get to improve more because you see what other people are doing, and you pick up some stuff that you never thought you would be doing as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this animation is crazy, by the way. Yeah, so I feel like it's also a good way if you say for someone wants to learn your stuff, and like, okay, sure, here's the FLA that I have. I'll just give you the FLA rather than explaining to you the nuances of like animation, you know? It's like it's. I feel like you learn more when you actually are doing stuff like practical stuff rather than theory and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why the joint thing, passing the file back and forth, is a good way to learn as well. That's why I do a lot of joints mainly, and collabs, because it's just fun. It's just more quick.
Because you get to just deconstruct someone's animation just for free. Like you can just do
Yeah.
that if you have the project file, and not only do you learn a lot of what they do, you kind of pick up on other people's movements and their skills and all that, and then it just like the way people learn from that is insane.
Yeah.
Like seeing their thoughts of, I think the importance of, like, when you're working in the same file as somebody, it's like a puzzle that you're working on together,
And you're trying to figure out how he does that, how we do that. Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
and that gets your brain exercising in a new way, because when you're reacting to someone else's frames, like let's say they sent you the file and they're 5 seconds ahead of you, you now have to take where your character was, whatever position they were in, and you now have to animate in a tango with whatever they have sent you. And that's going to put you in a scenario where you're going to have a different set of timing, different set of like easing and positioning that you otherwise maybe don't put yourself in if you were working by yourself. So it forces you to kind of work with the way that they animate, and that gets you inside of their head, which helps you, in my mind, learn some of the techniques and stuff that they do, because you have to adapt. You're in the same file. They've already set the timing and the pacing. It's right there. You have to adapt to it now.
Yeah, adapt is a good way. Yeah, you have to adapt to their style as well. Or you can still go with you. I think the joints that I find are more fun to watch is when both animators have completely different styles, and you can and then they animate together with it. I think, I don't know if there was one where, you guys remember SJT?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, SJT and Sirius made a joint together, and I thought it was the best joint ever. because
Is that the one where they're fighting in like the hallway? That's like really
yeah, that one
nicely
you can
decorated.
tell like two different styles. Yeah, like two different styles clash together, and then you can tell like they're both like taking each other's style as well. So they're all learning as they go as well. That's why I like about the stick figure community, because everyone has a style. Like everyone's different. Everyone can show what like how they animate and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just I think that I think it must. I mean, I think people are improving partially because they're seeing the level people bring in animation now, but I think when they're seeing these new animations, more and more people are getting together and working in these files, and it's just pushing everyone forward really, really fast. It's really, really cool to see because everyone's just sharing. I love that in this community, people share information so freely. At least it seems that way to me. You know, like, and that's what's allowed everyone to kind of like scale up so quick. Yeah,
this is crazy, by the way. This Devil May Cry animation.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
this is
excellent,
nuts.
Jen. Yeah, I love how you can so clearly tell their different styles. That's what I love most about like joints and collabs too, is seeing how differently everyone does things. But like, it can all like none of them are better than one another. They're just different, and it's just nice to see them conflict with each other in a weird way.
This is crazy.
Oh, man,
I love
so
Devil May
cool.
Cry. Also one thing, inspiration as well. Like where do people get inspiration from too? Like video games is another factor as well. Movies, anime. Just yeah. Where did you get your inspiration, Hyun, for like animation and all that? Like what's your main
Dude, it comes from a lot of things. I mean, like the very first one was just like watching Jackie Chan films and stuff like that, because like his choreography is literally like stick figure animation. It's just crazy. And that's also where I got like a lot of my humor, like implementing humor throughout my animations. But there, also like games like Smash Brothers also taught me a lot about animation and like how they like when they get hit, they kind of like pause for a bit and then they kind of like jiggle, and then that like shows strength and all that. And Street Fighter also shows that as well.
I think I did like Smash Bro animation as well. This part of a joint thing too.
Oh no way, dude! Dude, I love Smash, but a lot of in-game stuff taught me a lot about animation as well.
Yeah, so I get most of my inspiration from video games as well, like Tekken.
Yeah, Tekken.
Oh yeah,
Tekken. Yeah, Tekken, the combos and stuff, and like how they like stay midair when you punch them, like for like 1 millisecond.
Dude, this is a hot take, but I freaking hate Tekken animation.
Duality of man. Smash Bro playing Tekken.
Okay, do you know why I hate Tekken's animation? Is because when you're comboing someone, they literally flop in the air like a fish, and you're just comboing their toes. All right, you're comboing. I can never get over that. You're punching their toes and then they're just flopping around like that. That's just me though. Like I know a lot of people love Tekken, but like for me, oh my god, man,
the fish out of water reaction.
At least have like 3 different animations of getting hit in the air. You know what I'm saying? That's
okay, this is the last thing that I wanted to cover because this is like one of the biggest things that I recently picked up while working in the file with you. Is for those of you who are out there, if you're looking at this and you're trying to figure out how to do these movements and stuff, or trying to do extended combos, what is your take and how important is footwork? Exortine. How important is footwork? Keeping your figure balanced. That was the biggest thing I think I picked up when working with you.
It's literally just footing, basic footwork. I reference a lot of MMA fights in my thing, especially boxing as well, because they love to just the quick shuffles and their like footwork as well. That's really good. I reference a lot of like real life fightings as well. Because see the footwork in some animation, they don't just slide forward; they shuffle their feet.
Yeah, there's a lot of
as long as your foot is anchored, it gives the illusion that the impact is really strong.
Yes, I Exortine literally coached me through some frames, and it felt so awkward and so weird. Like I was fighting myself because he was like, no. Put that back leg straight out and put the heel down, because we do the little feet. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah, do it. Trust me, bro. He's put the heel down. I was like, okay. So when he leans in to do the punch, my back leg is just straight back, and you can see that I put my heel down, and I'm like, that feels like it's the opposite of what I'm trying to do because I'm leaning forward. But you do that, you deliver the hit, and then you're able to lift your front foot up, slide it forward, and put it back down, and you can keep your character balanced, so you're not stuck falling over and having to do some kind of like breaker separation move because you're now completely horizontal. You have to. If you can keep things moving forward that way, and I'm like, oh, that makes so much sense now. And it just unlocked, because I'd always been stuck at like 3 or 4 hits, and then they're either dead or shot across the room or whatever. It has to be broken up because I have to deliver a massive hit because I'm way leaned forward now.
Yeah, and the more you like because my footwork back then used to be like the stick figures just doing squats, bro.
Yeah,
and like there's not much you can do, and they're always in that squatting formation. So you have to like break the flow of it by like him standing still, or like also like making him. I don't know how to explain this, but it's just the footwork is really important in doing combos as well, because you can lead up to so much other avenues of like movements too.
Yeah, like
do the placing right.
I need to do that more, like the shuffling, because I don't do that enough. So like, when I'm doing combos, I'm usually they start going off balance, and then I just have to take like a full step. But that kind of like
and that breaks the flow, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yes. It does almost. Or sometimes I have to put a kick in to like reposition his feet.
Yep.
But yeah, I need to do the shuffling because that also looks nice. When you just see it, like you don't really notice the shuffling until you like.
It adds life. It adds life.
It does. Yeah.
Because it makes him feel like a real character. Because if you were there, that's what you would have to do. You'd have to reposition yourself. And dude, it's crazy. It unlocked my brain because you know what it feels like when you have that trapped position that you're in. You're like, oh, I have to. Yeah. All of a sudden, he's like, no, lock that foot down, and then on the next frame, you're gonna lift it up and slide it forward. And I did that. I was like, oh! I'm back 3 frames ago. Like I'm 3 frames ago, but I'm still doing the same thing. It's So footwork. If you can study your footwork, if you're getting trapped in a combo, you do a couple hits and you're like, oh, I'm stuck. It's your footwork. I promise you, it's your footwork. Work on leaning your foot back forward and keeping your figure essentially balanced. If, like to where he's not going to be leaned completely one direction or the other. You can keep him underneath himself, above himself, rather.
It's like a dance. Choreography.
It is.
A stick figure choreography only group. It all makes sense, guys.
Let's go.
Don't play random games with random people. You haven't stopped anymore. So it all just goes back into that, yeah.
It does. So we have some art today. We have art.
We do. Our first art feature is Yuri Banzai.
Yo, wait, are those Powerpuff? Are those Rowdy Rough Boys?
Are they?
The Rowdy.
It looks like Powerpuff.
Oh my, that's what they're called. Rowdy Rough Boys. Yeah.
Rowdy Rough Boys.
You guys didn't watch Powerpuff Girls back then? The Rowdy Rough Boys? Oh my god.
Come on. That's crazy.
That's when you know you're old, man.
Yeah, we're old.
I just thought it was a girls' show when I was a kid.
Oh man!
You thought Powerpuff Girls was a girls' show, bro?
I did. No, I never watched it because I judged the book by its cover.
100%.
Oh, Jojo, dude, 100%.
Look at the clouds, dude. I'm jealous of people
that can
draw clouds.
I like that.
Oh yeah. Clouds are a whole nother beast.
It went from cool to like warm tones from the bottom to top.
Yeah, that is cool.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
Love it. Really nice.
Our next art
Rowdy
feature is Zira
Zooey Mama.
Was that you trying to say the name, or are you just reacting?
I
All right, just making sure. Yeah. Goddamn.
Where do you unpack? Where can we unpack?
I like the colors. The
shade
colors.
The shadow.
It's very nice.
I know this isn't the focus, but the leaves in the back, the branches, those are I actually really, really like the leaves because like it's so fine thread. The tendrils, I don't know what you want to call them.
I'm looking at the shading, man. The shadow on that abs.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Those
look how it went from sharp to like blended to show that it's like 3-dimensional as well. I love it. I love these kind of art stuff. Oh, look at the size, bro. The plump on that, the war.
Relax.
We'll just keep this on. We'll keep this here for a little longer. Make sure audience retention is getting up.
That is, dude. Yeah, it's overall a very good drawing.
It's really nice. I love it. The hair's brilliant too. You did amazing. Zero Wick Wick. Zooey Mama, you did great.
You did it better than me. That's how you supposed
That
to
was
say their
really
name.
Yeah, the names are always the hardest part.
Yeah. All right. Next one is by Zillinox.
Mmm.
Oh, okay.
Yours is a
Another good
Pokemon?
example.
This is like Lulu's sister.
I love the line art. The line art's really nice. Look at
Yeah.
it.
I love that like
It,
little
like, goes,
shading technique. They have like some texture on
Mmm.
the cape or whatever this may be.
This is giving Splatoon vibes.
It is. It is.
It is.
Love it. Look at the eyelash. Like
The eyes are insane. Like
Wow.
the
Yeah,
way
they're
they
crazy.
line arted the eyes. Very nice.
I like what that the hair goes over the other eye, right? Like
Yeah.
you can still see the outline.
It's
That's
the
really
outline,
cool.
yeah. I've seen that technique in a lot of animes these days.
Yeah, it's very common. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's funny
really
because it doesn't make
nice.
sense. Like someone must have did it once and were like, "I'm just gonna leave that," and they're like, "What? Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that." But you wouldn't see them. The hair is over there. I don't care. I want that.
It just
think-
makes sense.
I think
it
that-
does
that
Then I have to,
somehow.
then I have to go
in-
back and redo it.
Yeah, I don't want to waste that. The eye
Do you
took
think
forever.
do you think that started in anime? I think it did because like
Like, it has
they
to.
would draw the eye and then they're like too lazy to. Actually, I don't even know. Dude. I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, I'd say maybe potentially more so manga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
right. Yeah, you're right. Probably.
Yeah,
That's very
it's
nice.
not, it's
Someone
not
trying to
lazy.
be-
It's a style.
It is.
I
It's
wouldn't be
been-
Yeah.
surprised if it started. I feel like a lot of styles come from laziness and then they find their aesthetic.
It's true.
Exactly. Oh
It's-
yeah.
Your style
Like
comes
lazy
stick
from
guy.
figures. Stick figures are
Innovation?
inherently
Okay.
lazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm saying innovation
smears
comes
is
from
lazy.
laziness. All right, like
Yeah.
laziness is a good thing, right? Because it
It
leads
is.
to innovation.
Yeah.
Efficiency, guys. Great
Exactly.
work, Zillanex.
We just have bad words for it.
Amazing work,
Alright.
Zillanex. I love it.
Yeah, great art, guys.
Well,
Keep them
we
coming.
have some questions.
Awesome.
But
Let's
first,
go.
we have some donations. We got
Oh,
a
let's
couple,
go.
so I'll go ahead and read through those, and then we'll get to some of y'all questions. Celair donated $10. No message, but thank you.
Oh,
So
thank
there-
you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Milky donated $2.30 and wants to ask, "Hi, how do you balance on animating and fun?"
That's a good one.
Ooh, that's a good
I
one,
hate anime
actually.
for sure.
For me, I feel like if you're not enjoying the process of animation at all, of course, there's some days where everyone's going to be more burnt out than maybe their best day of animation. But if you're going into animation hating it every single time you do it,
Yeah.
that there's probably an issue there. It's probably maybe try and find something else. But really, it's just if you're a hobbyist, it's trying to find
What
the-
you enjoy the
the-
most.
yeah, what you enjoy the
That-
most, how long you can do it before you really feel like you're burning yourself out daily.
Yeah. That's why I do joins and collabs, because I can just back out if I don't like the process of the animation.
Yeah.
With doing a full feature film, it takes a lot, like, from me, because if say for example I'm working and then I have like a minute into animation, and then throughout the process I'm like, this ain't going well. It's not, the vibe's not there. I'm not fucking with it. It's so
Yeah.
you quit, you stop with it, and then and I feel like I wasted so much time. But at the same time, I learned a lot from it, so I'll work on the next one. But then you think about like the process that you have to go through again to do that. That's why
Yeah.
doing joints and small collabs is I would say put it safe, because if you don't like it, you can back out. Like
There's a lot
nothing
less
wrong with
pressure
backing out,
because you're just like a small little pea in the whole pod, right?
yeah.
So like if you drop out, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
And like I like doing collabs and stuff because you can sometimes just troll around and make
Yeah.
silly parts to just just to make you laugh, and those things I like animating because when it comes to animation, the process, I hate the process of animation. It's pretty
Tedious.
grueling for me. So like I always have to put in like a little joke or something like that just to make it fun while I'm animating. So
Yeah.
that could also be a good way to do it.
Yeah,
What
making
about
it
you,
bold,
Stan?
fun. Trying to make the process fun. Figure out how you can make it fun. Like with Hyun saying, he hates the process, but he finds something that he can do within it that brings him joy. Like if you give yourself little nuggets to keep you moving forward, it's always great.
Yeah. And if you're having fun with the animation, it clearly shows that you, like, people can tell that you're having fun
Yep.
with it, because like you're doing creative stuff, you're doing stuff
Yep.
that no one's done before.
Mhm.
It reads.
Also, one more thing I'd like to add before we move on to the next question.
You're
When you're animating, try and pay attention to the things that you enjoy animating, because there's going to be
yes.
parts of animation you don't like doing.
Yeah.
Like myself, often if you're doing a story-based animation, you got to do backgrounds, and there's some people who try to do every visual part of the animation themselves, which is, you can do it. Of course, it's fine. But I can't stand doing backgrounds. It's torture for me. To whatever part of the process you enjoy, focus on that. Lip sync is another example. I know most animators in this community especially hate doing lip sync. It's one of my favorite things to do.
Good notes. If I ever have an animation with lip syncing, I know who to call now.
Oh, absolutely. Dude, I'm so fast at it too. I'll get it done in like 10 minutes. It's so fun.
And that's the best thing about being in the community, because there's people that like certain bits in animation, and you can always ask help for them or like let them work for you as well.
Yeah.
And that's the good thing about community, because you can always work together in an animation. I mean, your animation stone, the one that you're doing right now, what's that one? Where like it's your character fighting everyone and all that.
Yeah, the arena. Yeah.
Yeah, that one had a lot of people like helping you, like
so
in the
many
background and like
so many
the effects and stuff. Like that's the beauty of it as well. Like people who like enjoy doing certain things, they can help you as well.
I get excited for it. Yeah.
So yeah, just do what you enjoy the most in animation, and keep at it.
Absolutely.
Just have fun. It's
All
not
right,
fun.
next question. We spent too long on that one. Thunderblaze asks a question for everyone. How can I stay focused on my animation? Because I always get distracted and just end up not finishing it. I don't want to cancel anything anymore, and I am also a student.
Take breaks, man. Take breaks.
Yeah.
Do not burn yourself out in the animation, because you will lose interest in animation. Take breaks. Don't be afraid to pause. Just go out for a walk. Have a coffee.
Yeah.
Put music on, and then get back into it.
Yeah,
Don't burn yourself out, and that's how you lose interest.
It's okay to also, we've talked about this before on this podcast, but it's also okay to bounce between projects. Give yourself a breather between one project and allow yourself your creative fulfillment elsewhere, so that way you don't fully burnt out as an artist.
I want to say this. Sometimes it's better to just not finish a project. You know what I'm saying? If it's going really badly and you have no passion in it anymore, just find a better
Something
project
else.
that you really like.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sometimes it is as much as just trying and trying again until you find the one that sticks.
Yeah. There's a bunch of unfinished projects that I've never finished.
Every animator has that.
Yeah. Everyone goes through that, and sometimes it's okay to just let it go. You know what I think?
Yeah.
If your hard drive's full of unfinished animations, buy a new hard drive, man. What's stopping
Exactly. It's a hard drive problem. It's a hard drive.
It's a hard drive problem.
And then you can make a YouTube video about all of you compile all of your unfinished projects.
Yeah.
Yep.
And call it a finished project itself. Kind of loop it around
It's a
itself.
compilation.
And if you want to finish the thing, if you want to finish the project, you're actually happy with it. Don't show it to people. That's the leading cause of not finishing something. Is you're like, I like this a lot, and I've been working really hard. I want to see what my friends think, and then you show it to them, and you're like, wow, I think I got what I wanted out of this.
You get the validation.
I don't want to do it now.
Wait, Stone, you remember back then in Fluid Animals?
Yep.
When everyone would be like, yo, check out this animation.
Yep.
And then it's like the music builds up, right? And then there's two stick figures just standing there, just facing off. And then the beat drops and it says coming soon, and then that was it. Everyone would be like, "Oh my god, amazing, dude! You better finish it." And then it would never get finished.
Never,
ever.
Many.
And there's like hundreds of those. There's hundreds of projects.
So many.
That's so weird, because to me it's the exact opposite effect. So a part of me wants to say maybe it's a person by person thing.
It might be.
Whenever I would share my progress to friends and they'd express positive emotions to it, hopefully that would only motivate me to continue, because then I want to provide more of that emotion. I want to receive
that
more
would make
of that
sense
response.
to me.
Yeah, I have those animations in my bank, dude. I have those. I really just two stick figures standing, and it's like between.
Dude, I have those two in my hard drive right now. I have so many of them.
So many hard drives.
I have a closet that's just full of hard drives. I don't know what to do with them.
1, 2, 3. All unfinished. All unfinished.
All unfinished.
All right, we'll move on to the next question here. Raymu asks, how can I get into ASCOG?
You want to get into ASCOG? Send me animations, man.
You gotta
There you
get
go.
good, man. You gotta get
You heard
good.
him.
Send us your animation.
You heard
See
him.
that?
It's not like a get good thing. Like, eventually you will get good. Eventually, over time, you will get good.
Mm.
Just keep
True.
at it. Just keep at it.
All right.
Nice.
DJ Animations asks, did Exortine, the smear god, make an animation with no smears at all, like no smears plus? Do you think smears are necessary for a smooth animation?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I did an animation with no smears. The file has 0 frames, nothing, 0 kilobytes. It hasn't even been made yet, so
Wait, you haven't made an animation with no smears?
I like to add smears in my animation, dude. It's
They're
just
fun.
They're fun. They're very fun.
That's all I'm saying.
I mean,
It's-
I'm not good at them, but they're fun.
Yeah, they're fun to look at. I would love to play. I would. Please let me play. I want in.
Yeah, it's just fun to do smears at this point. As I said, it's more like doodling. Like in between my animations, I like just to doodle smears, and like I get carried away with the smear. Like, whoa, this is too much smears. I got to get rid of some of these ones now. Yeah, there's a
crazy.
fine line between too much smears and like not enough smears, and just got to get that in between of that, you know.
That's funny. Yeah, like I'm like the exact opposite. Like sometimes I like to make choreography with nothing and like see if it looks good and like challenge myself that way. But yeah, you absolutely don't need smears for smooth animation, but
Nah, you don't.
it's really up to like
TJB.
your style.
Yeah, TJB is
a
a good
fantastic
example.
example. Yeah.
Beautiful.
I can't name an animation off the top of my head that they've done where they even use smears once. They might have,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
I mean, he has smeared once. If you look at one of the ASCOG's weekly, he did use smears.
Oh,
And I think him transitioning from 2D animation to 3D just makes sense. It just makes sense. Like
It
the way
does.
he animates
It
stick
does.
figures is like he thinks in a 3D plane.
Yeah,
When
already.
he's animating 2D.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I'm so excited for his other projects that he's making. That's 3D stick figure. I want to get
cannot
into
wait.
3D as well. It's just Blender is a blend of a lot of things you got to learn.
It's a steep learning curve.
Mm-hmm.
Mollis Animates asks to Exortine or any of the hosts, what are some tips / advice on creating your own animation style?
This goes back to have fun. Honestly, it's just you won't notice your style until someone else points it out for you.
Yep.
That is true. Yeah.
That's the best answer.
Yeah, because you just keep on animating, and like you're just having fun with it, and then you start to build what works for you. Going back to having fun, it shows. It really does show that you're having fun in animation, and people can pick up like, oh, this guy really loves doing this, so this must be his style.
Yeah.
Like
Happens
smears
to
is not my style. It's just I like doing smears. And, like, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure everyone uses smears. Just everyone loves just those tiny nuances. It shows. It really does. So yeah. And
That's
I
crazy though,
wouldn't.
because I think smears are your style, or that's at least what I think, because that's like the first thing that I notice when it comes to your kind of animations. Like, damn, those smears are nice.
It's
gotta be
what's
actually-
most associated with your style.
Yeah.
I agree
You
there.
don't like my movement?
Oh, your movement is
movement's
fine.
so
Right?
good.
No,
Your
no,
movement's
no. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just the smears are on another level, is what I'm saying.
Nah, your
Yeah,
movements
yeah.
are pretty shit.
That's what I was
The
saying.
smears save it. It's pretty lazy.
It's pretty lazy.
I feel like the question of finding your style really comes from people worrying that they're just mimicking someone else's style.
I remember that
because
being a
that's
big thing.
yeah, that's especially what I felt for a long time. But the moment you stop caring about
Yeah.
you stop worrying about it, you'll start finding ways to make it more yourself without even noticing it. So
It just happens. It
stop
happens
caring.
to you.
Yeah, it just happens. It's not. There's no tips or advice that we could specifically give
Yeah.
you. It's just, literally just have fun, do whatever animation you want to do. Don't try to mimic someone's style 1-to-1. Use it as a reference, pretty much.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
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 You never want to be called like someone's name clone, because that's like the
Yeah.
worst feeling.
I
Yeah.
I was Shuriken 2.0 for a while.
Yeah.
I used to be called Guz and Sirius had sex, and then I'm the child.
All right,
I'm
yeah,
like,
it's kinda-
no man, no.
No, man.
But thank you though.
No, bro.
All right. iRock Studios 159 asks a question for everyone here. Who were your guys' inspirations, like Hyun being the head of the dojo, Stone being a stepping stone for the community? Who stood out for you?
Dude,
Like small animators, or just animators and all that stuff.
I mean, I feel like we get asked this question every other episode.
Yeah, maybe for
Just use our
Exortine, since we already
inspirations.
answered those.
Yeah.
My inspiration back then greatly was I've said it's like Guz. I don't want to glaze on Guz, but Guz. G for
I
glaze,
mean,
G for
yeah.
Guz. Guz, Sirius.
GG.
GG. Yeah, Guz, Sirius. AC Beam was one of my inspirations as well when he released Bog.
Yeah,
Yeah,
classic.
so all these like classic animators. I don't know if they're animating now. If you guys remember AMF used to be a good animator. Yeah.
Damn.
There's so many like they're all people that mastered like fluidity and they're like just the movement of the stick figures, and that's where I
Yeah.
pretty much got the movement down. That's why I was such a movement freak. Like I gotta worry about my movement, but now it's like if you worry too much, you're gonna fall short. So just enjoy generally. But yeah, all those animators back then are like crazier. So I wish they'd come back. I wish they'd make a comeback. I want to see their work again.
That'd be nice.
But
Where to get 'em?
yeah.
We'll get them.
We'll get them.
we're gonna collect them all.
Gotta collect them all. And if you are coming back and you're an old animator, don't be afraid, because animation is a skill that just comes back naturally if you have been animating back then.
Yeah.
Like it just
100%.
like I've seen Sirius animate like recently, and like he still has it, bro. Like he hasn't animated a while, but he still has it.
All right. Well, here's our last question today. We'll close it off with this. Mick Busty Anims wants to know, Exortine, in your opinion, what is something that can make stick figure choreography boring?
Ooh, that's good.
You know when they're fighting and it just goes left, and then the other stick figure retaliates and they go right, and it just gives a back and forward motion of left and right and left. It's like a
Rock'em
sway.
Sock'em Robots.
Yeah,
I've done that,
literally
I've done
Rock'em
that.
Sock'em yeah. So yeah, I think choreography is just the flow of like where your stick figures are placed for me. Also, obviously incorporate a lot of new moves that you would not see in stick figures, or like using your knee or elbow, or like doing Muay Thai moves. If you're really good enough, you can do grappling moves. Like grabbing.
Grappling
I
is so
always
hard.
struggle with grabbing moves.
Yeah.
Or if you want to like be weeaboo crazy, go anime, go crazy, full on like just My Hero Academia fight scenes and all that stuff. Just spice up your choreography. Just don't go back left, right, and center, like back and forth and all that. And always incorporate new movesets that you wouldn't see in stick figures.
That's
I think
very good.
I think Turquoise always like incorporates new movesets in his stick figures. Like he did like what was that one where it's like the rushed? It was like
Rushed
his
was
part in
crazy.
Rushed.
Yeah.
Like he used his foot to grab the stick figure's head and then headlock him in the floor. Like
Oh,
what
yeah, I
the
remember that
hell
movie.
is
I
going
remember
on
exactly
here,
what
man? Yeah.
That was like a wrestling move or something. Like a
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
WWE.
So yeah, just go
Stay
crazy.
fresh. Stay
Stay
fresh.
fresh. Yeah, stay frosty. You know, be on your toes.
All right. I think that brings us to the end of the podcast.
Hey,
We
that
did
was a
it,
good
dude.
one. I enjoyed that because I actually learned from this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I learned a lot from you guys too. You guys
Oh,
are
yeah,
the
man.
pillars of the stick figure community right here, and I'm just thankful that you guys like brought me here.
Oh man, you're gonna make us cry.
Aw.
I'm crying. Now get out of my house. I'm trying to sell these couches. I had to close the door for these people.
I knew it. I knew they were for sale. I knew
No,
it
it's
this
not
whole
for sale. I'm
time.
reselling them like shoes. Come on. See the tag still there?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. No one's gonna buy this freaking brown ass couch. All right, like this thing.
Yeah,
is...
not with you laying on it, man.
Hey man, this
Now
was
leave
like
your
this when I
indent
got
on,
here.
right?
Right?
You're
I didn't do
gonna
nothing to this couch.
You're gonna hop off and it's gonna leave a dent.
That was already there.
Impression exactly.
Perfectly indented into Hyun's skull.
It was already
party
there,
hat
it's
and
fit
all.
for him.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right.
Hyun's a freak on you, actually.
Thank
Okay,
you all for
bye.
watching. Yeah. Bye.
Wait,
This is
what?
how we end these
Wait, are we
things.
really just leave you like that? Oh,
Yep.
no way, dude.
Wait. We
Wait,
gotta swear.
wait.
We gotta swear.
Yeah,
We
let's say
do
some
gotta
swear words.
swear.
We gotta
Oh,
swear.
fuck.
Oh,
Ah, shit.
Oh,
dude.
fucking
Oh, shit.
shit.
Oh,
Flip,
There's
dude.
no.
Damn.
What the
fuck?
fuck, man?
What
Shit.
the flip, dude? Hack.
Wait, does that demonetize? Wait, will we get demonetized?